My mic isn't actually loud. I'm sad.
Stop, Andrew!
Go Pokeball!
Stop it. Get some help.
Oh! The Zubat's a dick!
Oh no, that's you, dude.
Quick, everyone do your Devon researcher impression.
That's Mr. Brady, yeah, he's...
It's just
I
one
know,
Devon
I'll
researcher
give
that
you a
sounds like
great
that, too.
ball as my thanks! Yeah, you got my Devon goods back. Here's a great ball for you. It's pretty great.
It's also a ball!
It's also a ball. It's also, my mom also a ball.
Just call his mom fat. Damn, son. Fucking savage.
Here's a
I
great
know.
ball. It's pretty great. It's also a ball.
Yeah?
Okay.
Is this Black Forest?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just-
There's water right here.
It's just really fucking big this time.
It's White Forest. Welcome to the jungle! I don't know.
I don't know, let's ask Gaben what he thinks. No.
I'm Gabe Newell.
I'm Gabe Newell.
I think.
Wait, hold on a sec.
I am Gabe Newell.
I'm
What's
Gabe
after
Newell.
Cerulean City? It's
Gaben.
electric, right?
Yeah, Vermilion.
Yes.
Vermilion's electric, and then what's after Vermilion? Again, I forgot. It's been a while. You jog my memory.
Celadon? I mean, I think you can do Fuchsia first. Probably not.
Joff, shut up.
Well, no, I said I would just randomly run through this, but I'm like, I kind of want to think about my team now.
Why do that?
Well,
I don't know.
Don't think about your team. Just play it the way you would play if you were a kid.
Well, no, he convinced me.
but he's not a kid though.
So,
Yeah,
I'm not a kid either.
I'm taking my team seriously in Diamond though.
He's a big Lugia now.
So wait, I was a small Lugia back then?
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm the Lugia Silver.
The little Lugia is all grown up.
Oh yeah, the one from the anime.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that just crossed my mind. I'm like, oh yeah, there was a baby Lugia in the anime. Forgot about that.
Yeah, that was a thing.
So not the one in the TV show that gets exploded by like the guy who's like really fucked up. It's got like a flying fortress shit.
He doesn't explode Lugia in that.
I don't remember. He shoots like a
Lugia
thing, right?
explodes him.
Oh.
There's a difference, Jeff.
I thought he gets captured by one of those. I thought he gets captured in one of those things
He
still. In
does.
the end.
He
Yeah.
does, but he gets out and then he blows him the fuck up.
Oh, okay.
When Ash and the rest of the group spring him and the legendary birds from the flying ship, and then
Yeah.
Lugia like blows them the fuck up or something. I'm pretty sure.
He blows them
I'm
up.
Sure that Lugia does get captured, and
Lu-
he later with Ash and the rest of his group they escape.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Wow, it's like almost like Ash is a good trainer. Yeah, no.
No, but he is good at dealing with legendary Pokemon for some reason.
For some reason, it's always dealing with legendary Pokemon. He's
I
so
swear
good
to
at
God,
it.
I swear to
It's the
God,
only
like
thing
when
he's good at.
I swear to God, when that kid was born, Arceus like came to his fucking mom and was just like, I bestow your kid the gift of being good with legendary Pokemon.
Explains why he doesn't have a mother or a father, because Arceus is his father.
Oh, I
So
discovered something. Speaking of
it's like the
Arceus,
whole Star Wars thing all over again. He was born like whatever. He's the chosen one, okay? Shut up.
speaking of Arceus,
My
I have
analogy fell on his
discovered.
face the moment it
It was
started.
said that you would defeat the noobs,
Yeah?
not join them.
I have discovered a shocking revelation.
What?
Insert Aurelia.
So no one will ever get Arceus. No one has ever gotten Arceus legitimately.
It's not true.
I don't believe that.
I mean, no, not through like event Pokemon, not like through
Why is that?
distributions by Nintendo. I
Are
mean,
you
by
saying
like
that he
legitimately.
hasn't been in a
Waha.
game, like without
No.
event shit.
No, because upon further discovery, Arceus was the Azure Fruit was never distributed to begin with.
Oh,
Which
I
means
think-
that-
I'm pretty sure it was actually.
No.
Maybe
No.
not in North America.
No, not even Japan. Not even Japan got it. There are no.
What,
It
what's
is-
the point of it even being in the coding for the game yet?
Well, no.
Why
Here's
is
the
it
thing.
like-
No,
you know, 'cause it's a
I
god,
read up
right?
on this. No, hear me out. I read up on this. It
I
was
just wanna
it.
know why.
It was programmed in there, and they were planning on releasing the Arceus. The problem is that the Masuda, creator
Junichi,
of
whatever his name.
whatever his name is, he backed out at the last minute of actually distributing Arceus because he thought that it was too difficult. It would be too difficult for players to have to
the hell?
obtain for some reason, which is weird because people hack it in and it's completely fine. So the Azure Flute was so at the time before,
no.
I think this was
Come
like
on,
the
game.
Oh.
Not Wang Con.
so
Thank you.
yeah,
damn
Arceus
it,
was never
Jeff.
distributed
I'm sorry.
legally by Nintendo.
That's kind of retarded, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean,
It's-
there is an event where you can get Arceus in
Heart Gold, Soul Silver, you can still get him, but outside of that, the Azure Flute was never made available to the public. So obviously, the only way people get it now is obviously through.
Hacks!
Exactly,
And the prob-
thank you.
Now the thing is though, with the
That was good
now,
timing.
I haven't actually tested this, but I'm not sure if you can actually trade that. If you actually do the event,
The
it would-
hacks!
if you're actually allowed to bring that Arceus to the Pokebank. That I'm not sure of.
That's a good question. We were
Pulsar.
looking into at some point. You would be able to, you would have to gen in the Azure Flute, but if you catch him at that point, that would be interesting to see whether or not it
Well-
considers it to be a legitimate
Well,
Arceus.
here's the thing:
Well,
is
I
that
think the fact that it's a legitimate Arceus it would not be brought into question so much as it would be the legitimate Azure Flute that would be brought into question.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can't transfer items at the Pokebank anyways.
Mm.
yeah, so it wouldn't be a huge issue. It's just a matter of because the event was never happened legitimately. There should be no way that players have caught an Arceus at the Spear Pillar to begin with.
Well,
Yeah, at the Spear Pillar, yeah, that makes sense then.
The only way you can get Arceus is through distribution, and there was only one distribution, which was through Heart Gold, Soul Silver for the event.
Yeah, okay.
So, and Pokebank checks trainer IDs and original trainers when they're transferring Pokemon. That way, this prevents hacked Pokemon from entering into the Pokemon bag.
Yeah,
So,
that is correct, Comrade.
now to be fair, I think people have actually gotten around this, but for the most part, it's
Yeah, there
pretty.
are ways around it.
There are way around it, but
but I
for
mean,
the
there
most
always
part-
is.
I mean,
Yeah.
but for the most part, it's pretty much about as powerful as you're gonna get to actually trying to check Pokemon properly.
Yeah.
Make sure they weren't hacked in. So, legitimately, the only thing I can think of is like, by according to what's been programmed, it should not allow Arceus from the Azure Flute event because it was never distributed in the first place.
Okay.
Knowing them because they never released it.
Oh, it's a Jag.
It's in the game's code, so you can still technically spawn in the item. It's not out of that. That's not out of the question. But the thing is that but the thing is that like because obviously if you catch the Arceus, it's under your own trainer ID, right?
Yeah.
And then you would and then it would be registered that you found it at the Spear Pillar.
Yeah.
And every other most distribution Pokemon just usually say it's distributed at a faraway place or something, and owned by this specific trainer.
Yeah, that is if you don't have like an event to catch them. Like if it's just that you download the Pokemon and then that's that, then
Yeah.
they'll just say like something like faraway place or whatever. So,
and they should be in a Cherish Ball.
yeah, that too.
So
I liked it better when they had like a storyline arc with the event Pokemon though.
I missed that from Gen 4, 5, and 6. Those are 3, 4, and 5. Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
particularly
Gen
loved,
2 actually.
Yeah, how you could catch Deoxys in the like Fire Red Leaf Green.
Ooh.
and all- and
You know
the
that
Delta
Delta episode
Yeah,
And then I had that
dude,
triangle move. I'm like,
I like flipped out once the triangle started moving because it made the sound, and I was like, it's fucking Deoxys. I had suspicion that Deoxys might be available through the Delta episode, actually, is the thing. And I was like, I don't know, maybe that's a little too good to be true. And then with the whole meteor thing, I was like, well, I mean, they could make it, like, what if the meteor, like a piece of the meteor impacts somewhere and you can go there to fight Deoxys or something. So I wasn't expecting to get it when I did, is the thing. So once the meteor blew up in the triangle, and then there was that triangle there, I was like,
oh my god, yeah.
Triangle, and then it started moving. I'm like, it's fucking Deoxys. We're doing this right now.
I never did the event a long time ago, but I knew about it through the internet. So then, when the thing,
like, that was just so fucking surreal when the first time I saw that.
I saw the pieces break apart, and then I saw the damn triangle. I'm like, this triangle looks familiar. Sees it move into the left corner, onto the right corner. I forgot how it was. It was like right corner and then left.
The sound it makes tips you off that it's
the sound it made. I'm like, that's. I'm like,
this is Orath, right? Or
this was the Orath, yeah.
I remember. I remember when I was battling Deoxys, I ran out of fucking time because I got to. No. So what ended up happening is I was on the train battling it, right? And this is when I was working, going to work, downtown.
Okay.
And I got to my stop, right? So basically, I turned my DS off, went into my office, closed the door, attempted to catch Deoxys, failed. So I just KO'd the thing, and then just got on with the rest of the cutscene and like put the DS away. It was like the worst way to fumble that too.
So yeah, I was like, I saw the triangle, I heard the thing, I'm like, that's fucking Deoxys, isn't it? And then I saw the triangle move in the shapes, I'm like, yeah, this is Deoxys, and then I hear the music, dun dun dun. I'm like, oh god,
that's my all-time favorite Pokemon.
I have it on my iPod. It's just that memorable. I'm like,
yeah,
fucking Deoxys. I'm like, shit.
Deoxys is just like, oh man, it might be my favorite legendary.
It kind of sucked though, because I was like thinking, I was in the middle of it. I'm like, shit, I couldn't save in between catching
that kind of sucks.
Rayquaza and
beating Zinnia,
you can't save
Deoxys. It's kind of
yeah.
a dick move on the game's part.
It's like, oh, you have to catch Rayquaza. Okay, battle Xena. Then now you go to space. I'm like, I didn't get the save once. I forgot what I ended up doing. I think I caught I think I just ended up YOLOing and I think I used the Master Ball. I'm not sure. I know I probably shouldn't.
Real men use the Great Balls.
I actually like grinded it out with it and started using timer balls, but unfortunately I couldn't get it before it struggled itself to death. So I did it. But I just turned the game off, battled Zinnia again, and did it again. So I was like, I'm catching this thing. I don't care if I have the option to fight this thing.
Thank you for the crit.
I'm catching it. But yeah, once I saw the triangle, it was like,
it's coming back.
I'm like, is that fucking Deoxys? No way. It moves, and I'm like, oh fuck, here we go.
It's really.
It was fucking surreal.
It's really crazy how many people actually remember the Deoxys event so well.
Yeah, well, I only remember it because I've seen like online footage and stuff, and I've some of us have been there, done that with this. I've gotten Emerald ROMs, and I've freaking the Aurora ticket, and then caught him.
No, it's the Eon ticket.
No, Eon ticket is a different one. That's for,
oh yeah, right. That's for the
Latios or Latias, whichever one you
pick.
Right,
the Aurora ticket is the thing.
Yeah, Aurora ticket's Deoxys.
So,
yeah.
Alex, I do have some good news though.
What?
Thanks to the power of the internet, someone has dumped the cartridge that was used to distribute Deoxys.
Oh, seriously?
Yes.
Wow.
Here's the thing though, because I was looking up this method on YouTube. Because I was like, oh hey, I can do distributions on DS for like all the distribution cartridges from Nintendo. So I was looking up oh hey, you could do it for the Game Boy Advance ones. The thing was though, when they distributed Deoxys, because this is a bit easier for the Game Boy Advance because they're not on a clock system. If I read in the experience.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's just a matter of launching the ROM itself and then it'll basically just distribute. Now here's the thing though, it requires you to have the wireless adapter.
Oh, really?
Because how is distributed? No, because how it's distributed is actually through a wireless thing, and this is why.
Huh.
This is why when the Nintendo DS came out, it had wireless functionality because, it was a hell of a lot useful to distribute Pokemon instead of using the link cable, then getting the damn link cable out. So apparently it was distributed to the wireless adapter, so which is why people said, which is why I was watching the thing and said, you need to have the wireless adapter. It won't work with the link cable. Because the distribution cartridge for Deoxys and the Aurora ticket, it's not an official Pokemon game. It sends a signal basically telling the game to unlock the flag that says, hey, you have the Aurora ticket. That's basically how the events work in most of those games. It basically just sends out a signal, just turning on a flag saying, hey, you got this event, open this, give this trainer this thing to do the event.
Yeah, it just basically activates like a hidden trigger in the game, basically.
That's how Shaman works too.
Okay.
So, yes, it's possible to get the Aurora ticket, quote unquote,
That's cool.
illegitimately.
I'd have
But-
to get a wireless adapter for that, though.
Yes, and then you need a flash card to obviously dump the ROM into a flash card in order to get it running. Yeah. So it requires a bit of work,
So
but
you need like a hacked cartridge, kinda.
you can just get Nintendo DSs have R4s.
I don't know what that is.
R4. So
R and R4.
So basically, an R4 is. Oh wait, he's recording, right?
Yeah.
For the internet, who lets you know, you can Google R4 online. The legal grounds behind the R4 is a bit of a weird spot in the sense that.
Oh, so it's something that's not legal.
Well, the thing is, the R4 bypasses.
I will make it legal.
Well, because the R4 bypasses the Nintendo DS's firmware,
Oh.
so that way you can.
So it's like leet hacks then.
It's not like homebrew or anything like that because the DS OS doesn't really have any functionality aside from PictoChat and stuff. So really, what it does is basically it tricks the DS into booting into a game, and then it's basically one of those devices where you can put stuff onto an SD card and then plug them into the device and then plug it into your DS. Then you can load ROMs from that. So yeah. Which, by the way, I do not endorse downloading illegal ROMs and playing them.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, he does.
I don't.
Only if you
Look.
can get away. Only if it's not documented, you can get away with
But look, either
Okay, guys,
way.
I'm gonna for the record, I'm gonna leave Andrew's address in the chat below. His last name is.
Oh my god.
This is his address. If you are part of the Calgary Police Department, please do us a favor and arrest this motherfucker. Andrew, I'll give you a plane ticket. Quick, go to California. Oh wait, shit.
Look, point being, is that
You'll get even punished even more.
the
They'll
device.
probably hang you.
The device is. Look, point being, the device is actually illegal in some countries. Actually,
So
it is
it's
actually
illegal in every country, though.
not in every country, but Nintendo has taken steps to actually take it down in some countries. So for example, if you live in Germany, you're not allowed to actually import the device. Canada doesn't have a rule against it because it never went to court here, so so Canadians can import the device freely. But again, the whole getting your own ROMs and whatnot, that's a no-no. Or I don't want to say it's a no-no. It's more of you need to deal with that
Gray
yourself.
area?
It's not a gray area. It's like you can get ROMs, but you're doing this at your own discretion. Is that how you get the ROMs themselves is at your discretion? Obviously, with the distribution cartridges, they never should have been leaked in the first place, but they're on the internet, so yeah.
Yeah. okay.
But again, with like when it comes to like actual games, that's like you need to figure out how to get your own how to get them yourself.
Okay.
I think regarding ROMs, I think what they should have it do is instead of having it where like you have ROMs, like you can get like the emulator software. So I guess it's not regarding ROMs so much as it's regarding emulators, but if you can have it where the emulator can like technically or has a way to like transfer data from your like copy data from like your actual like cartridge or like in the case of like PS1, PS2, like the actual disc and create a file on the emulator. Like not only will that like you know what?
There are devices out there that you're able to transfer your saves from.
That's not what I mean. I mean quite literally like completely removing the need to like download ROMs, which is a gray area, right? If you have an emulator that just quite literally says insert PS2 disc, for example, and then it literally copies all the information and makes a ROM-esque file out of it, and then
or discs that they
and the
There,
thing
no,
is
there are devices for that actually.
and the thing is that forces you to have proof that you own the game.
No, there are devices that you can actually use for that already.
Yeah, but I'm saying if that was like the official way, then that was endorsed by like companies to do that.
Well,
then,
no,
that would be like the closest thing to like having it be legal.
Well, the problem is though
they
once you
they want to protect their exclusive content is the problem.
well
Yeah, so if you have it where you basically need to have the discs to actually run the emulator, I think there's nothing wrong with that.
well here's the thing, none of computers nowadays don't have disk
That would
drives.
be best if you could do something like that. But again, the problem is like they want
It's a legal gray area of yes, you can do that, but it's sort of like the company can take you down because it's like, well, you're taking our property and you're just burning it onto a computer. Even if you're just using it for yourself. Well, I mean, if you're not distributing it, obviously it's not legal. But I mean, if you have the ability to do that, unless the company specifically is enforcing it, no one's stopping anyone from just redistributing the game.
Yeah, that's the only problem.
So no, you have a point, but the problem is that I mean, someone's just going to distribute it again.
Well, the only thing is just it'd be useful in the case of being able to. Oh my god, that's stupid crossman. It'd be useful in the case of like being able to prove that the person has purchased the game. Like as long as if you're able to get proof that you actually own a legitimate copy of the game, then I don't see there being anything wrong with like.
Oh no, yeah, if you can. Oh
Yeah.
no, if you own the game, then there's nothing wrong with emulating it because you're not committing a crime because you legally bought the game yourself and you own it. You have a physical copy of the game, so by law you can't be sued because it's like, well, I own a physical copy. I didn't illegally I illegally downloaded it, but I didn't steal anything. I own it.
Yeah, you didn't.
I have it.
Yeah.
I didn't steal anything. So like, that's fine. Like, I don't know. Like the thing with emulation and ROM emulating stuff, it's a really great area. Because on one hand, a lot of companies like Nintendo, like remember Nintendo recently, like a couple years back, Nintendo did take down a bunch of like sites like Emu Paradise.
Yeah.
Nintendo is
Nintendo's
protective.
Nintendo's very protective on that thing, and at the same time, it's like, yes, but on the other flip side, well, I mean, some of these hard to find games are harder to find in actual person.
Yeah.
So like, so it's a bit of a gray area of like, you could do it, but at the same time, you're also breaking the law. So it's like,
I think it's
like,
like a you could do it, but should you kind of thing.
you can do it.
I'm under the mentality of like if you own the game and if like you need proof, you need to like prove that you actually own a copy of the game, then so be it. Like I'm willing to jump through any hoop. I'm willing to jump through any hoop that like game developer says I need to go through. If they want me to have proof that I own the copy of the game before I emulate it, I don't mind. It's just
That would be a good way to do it.
It's just to be
sure that there's no stealing going on, and then just let people do what they're gonna do at that point.
well, because it's more convenient trying to run something on your PC anyway.
Yeah.
It's easier to record gameplay footage with that.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah.
And it's like, you know, not everyone may have
Really?
not everyone may have a functioning PS2 or whatever the console is that they're using.
Well, here's also look on the other side. Not many people probably have a functioning computer to run a PS2 emulator.
Probably more people than have the PS2.
It'd be easier.
In this day and age.
It'd probably be easier to get like a functioning
Like,
computer than it would be to get a PS2. So you'd have to
anything
actually
with,
look
like,
for.
I want to say like pretty much anything from. Okay, let's look by company. Anything Sega up to I think the CD. I don't know. I'm not sure about Sega emulation because I never hear anyone talking about that because people just have a Sega lying around somewhere. And
Everyone just casually has a Sega lying around.
No, I'm not joking. I literally have a Genesis literally in my box.
I'm probably the only person on the planet that does not have a Sega console.
Anyway, point being.
Yeah, but you had an actual childhood, David. The rest of us grew up as nerds in our parents' basements.
Anyway,
some of us are still living in our parents' basements.
Look.
Yeah, Jeff.
Okay, so like, the emulation has gotten to a point of where, on most relatively weak computers, like we'll use my laptop for an example because it's a really good base of like, it's a mid-range computer. It doesn't have fancy graphics, so can't really run AAA
We're gonna have to
titles.
call this like Age of Empires 2 plus like emulation discussion.
Like, let's use a relatively decent laptop. Like, I want to say like you can get if you have a decent laptop, you can run up to Nintendo Wii on it. I want to say because Dolphin's pretty well optimized enough that heck, I'm seeing Dolphin being run on cell phones now.
What the hell?
Really? Holy
Yeah.
crap. Yeah, I remember when Dolphin still barely even worked. Holy crap, it's come
No,
a long way.
it's been very well optimized that it will run. My laptop can easily run Dolphin like GameCube and Wii without issue.
Like I said, Dolphin has come very long.
It is very well It's extremely well optimized. It's really nice.
No, what I'm saying is like,
It's come a long way. Yeah.
yeah, when I first like looked into Dolphin, first heard about it, it was
Mhm.
very unstable. When you
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
well optimized system.
Mhm.
But,
Now it's like
yeah, it's kind of doesn't need that anymore.
they're working on the kinks for. I've heard they're working on the kinks for playing it on mobile, but some games are able to play on your phone, but you need a really high-end phone for that.
Like a BlackBerry.
No, you're not your BlackBerry. I want to say like something like a. Well, because we're talking Android, because obviously you can't run emulation on iPhones unless you.
Shit.
Well, no, unless you jailbreak it. Oh my god, that's a term I haven't heard that in a while. Basic
things you can't run on iPhones unless you jailbreak them.
Something like let's say I don't know, like a Pixel 3, a Google Pixel 3, the latest Samsung phone will probably be able to run a Dolphin game. Although don't expect like the performance that you expect on a high-end computer. For PlayStation, it's pretty much you need something like PS1 is pretty easy to emulate now. PS2 requires a bit more of a beefier system.
I got it working. I got it working. The only thing is it does chug a little bit if I'm doing it with OBS Studio at the same time.
My laptop can sort of get by. I ran Going Commando on it and it sort of works, but then it just wasn't really giving me the best performance. I haven't tested it on my computer yet though.
PCX is good.
PCX has been well optimized enough that you can run it without.
Well, it also helps if you have a really dedicated community.
I mean, to be fair, I think if I recall, didn't we know a certain someone who ran PSX in a school computer?
I don't remember.
I remember that very fondly. Anyway, like, I want to say, yeah, for the most part, emulation's gotten to a point with like anything from like anything 8 or 16-bit is pretty much just like it will run flawlessly unless you're using something like a Raspberry Pi. Then you're like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
In terms of portability consoles, like obviously, like we all know, emulating Game Boy Advance games, those are easy to run.
Yeah.
I remember when a long time ago that DS emulation wasn't there yet, so it was really hard to run DS emulators.
Yeah.
But now it's become much more optimized that I can actually run most games flawlessly. And then 3DS is sort of like a middle ground of like it's there, but there are still quite a few games that don't run really well.
We're losing so many villagers here, but we have.
I don't know, like emulation is sort of a gray area of like it's illegal, but at the same time it's like, well, then why don't you just play on the original console? It's a really weird gray area of like it's illegal but also it's legal but also illegal. It's like you're not technically stealing if you own the game, but you could also just be stealing too. It's a really weird gray area for emulation. I mean, if you're in the if you're in the spot of the company, obviously you want to protect your property. But it's like, well, then if you're protecting your property, can you provide players with another way of playing the game besides actually trying to hunt down the console? That's the one big thing is that I would say is the biggest problem is that you can go right ahead and protect your property. That's fine. It's just that if you're gonna do that, at least give us another way of playing it besides trying to find it. Because like the biggest problem I have is that like really hard to find games that you can find physically. Cough GameCube games, for example. No, seriously, have you looked at the prices of GameCube games? They're so expensive.
I have not.
They're like just something that we thought a long time. Literally, I literally went to Video Game Trader and literally Mario Party 7, which was a Mario Party game I didn't think was worth that much, was worth $80 there. So like, I don't care if you take down the emulation. If you want to protect your property, that's fine. I'm all.
Just re-release a bunch of classic games.
Just re-release it. Like, I'm sorry, Nintendo's pretty bad when it comes to that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like
Switch needs a virtual console. Like, holy crap.
Like, I get it. Like, they'll hit the obvious ones that you should have. I'm like, okay, fine. But like, give us something like virtual console. Virtual console was great because it gave us access to a library of not all the games, but at least the really notable ones, at least. And then you can access them on one console. That was what made the Wii pretty awesome, and the Wii U too, to an extent.
Yeah.
And the problem is that they didn't end up doing this when they went to Nintendo Switch. Now, I don't mind Switch Online and the NES service. Like, okay, sure, I guess that's a good trade-off. I mean, it's super cheap. I'm not complaining, but like, at the very least, like, I don't mind, like, you're doing the arcade releases, okay.
Shit.
Well, then if you're doing arcade re-releases,
Attacked by everybody.
then give us virtual console. I don't really know why they refuse to give us virtual console.
I don't, that's the thing.
I don't know why they're so hesitant to give it to Switch.
No, you have the highest score out of our team.
I don't know. Whatever makes money, I guess. Oh, speaking of video game console, I'm gonna tell more stories because I've been pretty much just bored out of my mind.
Just keep talking throughout the whole thing.
Just keep talking about the whole thing.
Yeah. Whatever comes to your mind, just start talking about it.
Okay, cool.
That's your challenge for the rest of this AOE game.
God.
It's story time now.
Game Boy modding. Holy shit, there is a lot of modding options everywhere on the internet. I kid you not.
You should honestly just make like a fucking like stream series called Nya 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 Kigo Nico Speaks.
The thing is though, is like
it's literally just you talking about whatever comes to your mind.
I know, it's kind of stupid idea. No, but in all seriousness though, Game Boy modding is like really weird. It's like really crazy.
Oh, I'm the only one who hasn't got to the feudal age.
Stop, step up your game there, Chief.
I'm too busy listening to story time, okay? Oh my god, this Hunting Knight's already like hitting ludicrous speed.
So apparently people have made kits now where you can actually add a front light to your Game Boy. I'm not talking both a backlight and a front light. Other way around. There you go. No, but seriously, there are people out there who have actually provided like modding kits to actually like give like the original Game Boy a backlight. Is it the original one or the? But like, point being is that you can actually give like mod the consoles to actually give them light. It's pretty cool. Like I've seen people remove their original screens like the original Game Boy Advance, like not the SP, like the OG, original Game Boy Advance. They remove their original screens. They add the screens from the backlit Game Boy Advance's SPs, and then they throw in, and then like I don't know, they add some like ability
throw in
to adjust the
$1.50 Mama
brightness. What else? I've seen someone add rechargeable batteries to a Game Boy Advance.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
No, seriously, it's like literally just a pack that you literally just plug in into the battery slot. Aside after making a few minor changes to like the battery cover, and then literally just plug it in. It just basically powers the Game Boy. You don't need to change the batteries anymore. All you need to do is that whenever you need to charge, just take off the battery cover, or if you drill a hole, you literally just plug in like a USB, like a micro USB, and it just charges the battery. I'm like, damn.
Bongo
cool.
really wants to kill me.
Bongo really wants to kill me too, and he really insists on me not walling up here, but I won't say too bad.
Stated.
Wait, what happened?
Oh,
What do you?
He wants to stop me from walling him in here.
Oh, I thought you were about. I thought you were about to start bitching at me not walling up, and I'm like at the point where I just don't give a fuck. Well, you already know I'm a lost cause anyway. It's not like
You're not losing anything from that.
I mean, again, I'm already a lost cause, so it's really. Oh! Get him, David! Get him! Get him, boy! Work.
Let's throw that in there.
This fucking stone is not. Take that.
Bitch. Bitch. Could we seriously
I got more photos.
Do you like my tower hell? Do you like my
backlit
tower hell that
ones.
I've built?
Ping it.
I mean, it's in my base. You can't miss it.
Easy. Okay. Oh. That's not bad.
Huh?
I like how you have like a ring around one of your TCs with it.
You mean my only TC?
Ooh, here's a question. Has anyone heard of the Game Boy Zero?
Game Boy Zero? No, I have not.
So the Game Boy Zero is actually a mod. It's actually a heavy modification. Well, actually, it's literally just gutting out your old Game Boy, and then modifying it so it runs on a Raspberry Pi, and then you put it into an original Game Boy shell.
Oh, okay.
Or hear me out. You take all the components of your Game Boy, right? You have the visual thing hook up to a screen on a computer monitor, and then you hook up all of the buttons so that your mouse input can input the thing on the Game Boy. Do you think someone's ever done that?
I have a feeling someone may have done that. I don't know.
Or they like they just make the Game Boy PC.
At that point, you're literally just playing.
You've either won to some degree in life, or you've lost to some degree in life. It really comes down to what people think.
I mean, you won because you actually programmed your keyboard and mouse to play Game Boy games, but you also lost because you wasted time doing that when you could have just modded your Game Boy.
Or just, download a fucking emulator.
Emulator to begin with, yeah. Yeah, no, Game Boy modding has been so cool.
I'm turning off Discord notifications. This is starting to really lag my game out. Every time the fucking Discord message pops up, I can't.
No, my image is powerful.
Okay, my scrolling is like in the shitter right now.
Yeah.
Because these Discord messages.
Well, then mute yourself, you bastards. Jeez.
Okay.
Rude.
No, actually, please don't mute yourselves.
Just the call.
You just left the call. Sure, whatever.
It's not any better.
No, just I don't know. Jeez.
Start spamming the Discord. Start spamming one of the Discord chats.
Okay, save the game.
I mean, I'm already getting.
No, I can't. I can't. Some of these file sizes for some of the Game Boys are actually, some of the images are actually pretty.
Well, that's probably the problem. My computer's trying to download your fucking file size.
Well, they're like 3 megabytes. Yeah, some of them.
It's like attempting to load the image at the exact same time I'm trying to play AOE. What other files do I have running on? Hold on. Okay, what is running on my computer? Oh, it's only 2 things.
Anyway, point being,
Probably has the snap size that tends to slow things down a little.
Oh yeah.
point being, Game Boy mods are amazing. I don't know why I haven't thought about them until now.
Why are they trying to build castles right in front of you? Hey, you.
What's stupid?
You know what? Stupid is as stupid does, David. I love how I'm the server host and I'm getting that turtle icon now. As the server host.
Oh my god, that Game Boy looks amazing. Holy shit. Some of these custom shells.
Oh my god, it's chugging so hard, you have no idea.
I haven't posted any new photos.
No, it's not that, it's computer still chugging.
How can your computer be chugging on a game that's like, came out in like, I don't know when.
What the? I heard an explosion.
No, this originally came out 2013, Odyssey the remake. Why is your game chugging? This game came out in 1999.
It's a remake, okay?
Yeah, it came out in 2013.
It's a downgrade from what we had in 1999.
Well, here's the thing. Well, no, here's my question though. Also, I'm gonna post another photo beat. Just hold on a sec, okay?
Just bear with me, guys. I'm just gonna post another picture.
No, question though.
Okay.
How big is your map size, and how much is the computer rendering?
Big.
Okay, then that explains a lot now.
Yeah, probably.
Because your computer is trying to render, your processor is starting to chug now. It's not your graphics, it's your processor.
I wonder. Let me actually go check. Let me just do a Control-Delete, go into Task Manager and just see.
It should be your processor because your processor is trying to load a bunch of. It's trying to load up the entire thing.
No, I'm only 12% CPU usage.
Well, no, every time you. Remember, it's an RTS game, so you're constantly moving and stuff happening in the background as well.
Yeah.
Like I don't know the full structure behind RTS games or anything like that, but I would assume.
I need to download more RAM.
Yes, you need to download more dedicated way.
That's okay. I know about the website. I can use to download more RAM. So we're good.
Okay, good.
No, it's just it's probably because like. There's 4 of you playing. I don't know how many of you are playing, but like.
I'm playing.
Well, no, because it's also because it's a large map. It's a really large map. So it's trying to process everything in the background since you're hosting.
Small maps are for little bitches.
But then you're also chatting as well.
You implying that we should shut the fuck up?
I don't know.
Oh my god, David. So many towers. That's fair.
A calculator boy? Excuse me? Higher capacity battery for the Game Boy.
That's something like defensive stance or something.
Give me a sec.
What are you doing?
You're having a hard time catching up, right? All the clicking you're doing? I'm just being more of a nuisance than actually providing any support.
I mean, so you're basically doing what I do in like every situation whatsoever, so I don't know.
someone messaged me like an hour ago asking about something. Which makes me realize one of two things. One, they messaged me at midnight, why are they awake? And two, it's 1 o'clock, why am I still up?
Whoa! Whoa!
Whoa. Tickle.
It's 1 o'clock, what the hell? Whoa! When I last looked at my phone, it was like 11.
No, it's been yeah, it's 1 o'clock. I was looking at my DS clock though when I was playing Pokemon. It was like maybe it was past midnight. I just didn't check my messages on my phone. Someone messaged because my phone went off. So it's like so someone was inquiring about a product I was selling.
Oh, they finally got tired of me and started attacking me. Okay.
But yeah, it's like 1 o'clock. If you haven't realized by now.
Yeah, I realized.
Yeah.
You should go to bed, Andrew.
I should, but no.
But you're not going to.
No, because I guarantee you guys are gonna be up until 2.
I'm actually wanting to try to go to bed at not 2 for once. It just keeps happening. It's annoying.
Knowing me, I'm gonna like lie down and listen to it before I go sleep. You know? Just chillax. Before I go to bed. But yeah.
Why can't I research why can't I research
So now here's a good question.
Why do I get to research it more than once? What happens if I research it?
Are you actually going to sleep now, or are you just gonna play it out?
I gotta finish this fucking game. Listen, Grassblock wouldn't go to bed just because it's like 1 o'clock. So I'm not gonna go to bed just because it's 1 o'clock.
I am of the tireds a bit.
Then go to bed.
No. You're not my. You can't tell me what to do, Psychic. You're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do, Psychic Professor. There's time and place for everything.
Nice. Deleting everything.
I have to ask though, how the hell does every professor know that you're trying to do something illegal?
Every professor is secretly a voice inside your head, and this is actually a science experiment. You're a test subject.
So wait. So what am I? So if we're going to go under the assumption that they're inside your head, they literally just repeat to you multiple times over the course of your life. There's a time and place for everything, but not now. By the time you get your first Pokemon, you go out there and
it's like brainwashing, yeah.
It's like brainwashing when you're a baby. It's like, oh, look at the cute little baby. There's time and place for everything, but not now. When you're playing, think about it, okay? You're a baby, and the professor's holding you, like, oh, what a cute little baby girl. There's time and place for everything, but not now. But then when you're going out playing with Pokemon, you see the professor like, hi professor, hi kiddo. There's time and place for everything, but not now. And you're like, you just give a blank stare, like what?
Kid just sits there, starts going pale, or something.
So just keep in mind, like, oh hey honey, time for dinner. Okay, runs down the stairs. Professor's standing there. There's a time and place for everything, but not now.
Yeah,
And walks out.
Stop running, kid. Do it.
And then in your sleep, when they're sleeping, it's
Yeah,
like,
that's what happens. It's whispering in your fucking ear every time you're asleep.
There's time and place for everything, but not now. No, he puts that he puts that tape recorder underneath your bed. So
Oh my god.
It plays at night. He's like, there's time and place for everything, but not now. There's a time and place for everything. So by the time you get your first Pokemon, go on your adventure, the moment you get the bike and you want to use the bike, you're just like, no, I'm not gonna ride the bike inside actually. It just, as soon as you think about it, like, oh, let's go ride the bike inside. I wanna try this bike inside. Maybe that. Or if we Or if the time that you want to go fishing on ground, like, oh, hey, I'm gonna go ground fishing. That's not a good idea.
I mean, I actually went ground fishing.
Well, here's the thing that boggles my mind. You can't use the good rod. You can only use any of the fishing rods.
These fucking guys are about to die.
You can only use the fishing rods in water. Yet the anime clearly shows me that you can totally fish for a good one. Come on.
I mean, you ever tried catching a sunfish? I mean, that's ground fishing at its finest.
I forgot that's a typing ground electric. I was like realizing it was sunfish. I'm like, yeah, that's a fish. It's like that's ground fishing at its finest. Like, it's a ground type. I forgot. Just occurred to me. Yeah, no, this is ground fishing at its finest. Just think, let that sink in though, how disturbing that is. As soon as you're born, a professor just literally whispers to you, and then they're continuously whispering to you at night that there's a time and place for everything, but not now.
Oh my god.
Alright, Jeff. Those guys that got broketed by my wall are gonna die now.
What's another thing that crosses my mind right now?
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about the lack of cars in Pokemon games.
Sure.
No. Cars are gay. That's why
Cars are gay. Excuse me, but Officer Jenny would like to have a word with you.
Listen, he's getting Vietnam flashbacks about Alberta drivers, okay?
Car though. Joff.
Oh right, she has. Sorry, let me correct you. She has a motorbike.
See these poor guys?
Did you call it a warthog? Did you just call a warthog?
Not exactly.
That was not a good time. You call a warthog.
Again, not exactly.
The sounds you're making clearly indicates that you called a warthog.
You'll understand when you're older.
But 21.
Anyway. See, David, I told you the whole you'll understand when you're older thing doesn't work. Why, because they're not old enough?
David, shut up! You're the same age as me. So if you can understand the concept behind it, I can too.
If it's based on age, yeah.
If it's based on that, totally, yeah. You're probably not.
Oh wow. Nice
Oh,
try.
The zombie apocalypse has begun.
The Onager-apocalypse is beginning as well.
What town center?
Just a random thing of like things that randomly cross into my mind.
Yeah, that should honestly be a stream. Things that randomly cross Kiguniko's mind.
No, that's a terrible idea. That could be just a video.
Oh yeah.
Why do Canadians like?
I don't know. I'm not Canadian. I couldn't tell you.
Number one, I respect your opinion, Alex, but screw you. For me. Number two, Jeff. GTFO.
What's number 3?
There is no third option for Jeff.
Joff is confused.
Joff is confused. He hears himself in confusion.
Joff is attempting to comprehend what just happened. He's not having a lot of luck. That's okay.
Well, I mean, it's a simple thing. Like, why do Canadians like ketchup chips?
They
Hello.
move faster than their projectiles do now. Kill the traitor.
So
Oh, no.
wait, if Canadians are based off of if Canadians are rooted from the British and the French, does this mean anyone that comes from the UK are cousins?
I don't know.
I don't know. Is your name Cletus?
No, not.
It's probably a good thing.
Well, I mean, here's the thing though. If the UK pledges allegiance to the Queen, and we pledge allegiance to the Queen, I don't know why we still do it, but it's sort of a historical
why she's
thing.
on her money, but whatever.
Just deal with it.
Really,
Really,
it's not safe from criticism.
honestly, like the majority of Canadians just have the conclusion of just like, why do we still do this?
Yeah.
The only reason is because it's dug into.
Oh, cannon fodder.
It's dug into our shit. What do you call it? Confederation Act. Part of legislation that we have to pledge allegiance to the Queen, even though we're our own separate country.
No one here's loyal to the Queen at all.
It's kind of just a figurehead thing of like.
Yeah,
we
no one's
acknowledge
loyal to the Queen in Britain either because she's a figurehead. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a purely ceremonial
I mean,
thing.
if anything, the only good thing, the only possible interesting thing that comes out of this is that royalty royalty
those
sometimes
Teutonic
comes to
Knights
Canada
go.
every so often. So
What about my motorized
Streeted.
Oh, look, red
actually,
guy.
yeah, that's a good question though. What benefits do we have pledging allegiance to the Queen?
You get early access premiums for Pokemon Sword and Shield.
No, that's wrong, Jeff. If it was, that would have been a good deal.
Oh, are you seeing the conga line walking into the base now?
Do people in Hong Kong, Taiwan, and China sometimes just randomly bump into each other? So, like, you have a Chinese guy, a Taiwanese guy, and a guy from Hong Kong. They all come up together. They look identical. They all point to each other like Spider-Man. And he's like, where are you from?
I'm more worried what happens if you Bangkok and Bangkok. Or that's just me who worries about this stuff. If you have a hamburger and hamburger.
You know what? I'm pretty hungry and hungry.
Hopefully it's not chili and chili.
I can't really think of anything.
No, but seriously, what do you do if you bang your cock? You say, oh, what, hey, guys, this is what happened to you. Oh, I banged cock. I banged cock, and you guys are like, oh, you bang cock and bang cock.
No, well, as soon as they start saying that, he's like, I know what you're meaning, and shut up. That's where it lasts.
What if you actually bang cock and bang cock? Then what?
Number one, why? Number two, how?
Number three, because yes. Number four, because don't question it. That's why.
Joff, those aren't questions. Why are you adding on to my list of questions?
You know what? I will quick scope you. I am like sort of not okay with the intervention. It basically means I'm probably not good at this game. So yeah, that's why I'm gonna kick your ass in Call of Duty. Questions?
Do South Koreans and Japanese also do the same thing if they just play? Are you Japanese or Korean? Actually, let's just conclude this. Does the most Asians that look Japanese or okay?
And then there's just a Filipino guy standing there being like, I'm the odd man out.
No, we're Southeast Asian. There's a difference.
No, what you do? What you do is you have you need to figure out.
To be fair, you can literally put a Filipino. Here, I'll make the same thing again. You can literally have a Filipino, someone from Thailand, someone from Bangkok, and they all look at each other and point at each other like, "Are you Filipino or?"
Bangkok is in Thailand, I think.
Sorry. Let me.
Someone from Thailand, someone from Bangkok. Alright guys, you could literally take a Canadian, an Albertan, and a Calgarian and put them in the same room.
Wait, they're the same person.
It's the same person.
No, shit. Okay, so Filipino, someone from Thailand.
Taiwanese, and Indonesian.
No, Indonesia. Okay, no. Okay, here. Okay, so you can take someone from the Philippines, someone from Indonesia, someone from Thailand, and then they can all point at each other and say the same thing.
I almost flattened all of my onagers by accidentally moving them when they were attacking.
Uh-oh.
They're so fucking fast.
Did you know?
I got out before they got hit.
Did you know that because Filipinos and Indonesians are nearly identical, that we sometimes mistake the one for the other? Sometimes, like I have actually. This happened to me once. I was on the train and someone spoke to me in Indonesian. I'm like,
No.
Respond to him in Tagalog.
yeah, no, I didn't respond. I'm just like, me no get.
Ich spreche Indonesian nicht. Ich spreche Deutsch und Tagalog. Danke. The unstoppable tide of Karambit Warriors, boys. Let's go.
Does Kirby have knees?
No. He doesn't even have legs. He's just got feet.
Penis?
Well, no. Here's a question though. Is that Kirby's feet, or is he wearing shoes?
Does Kirby have a digestive tract or just another dimension?
Are spirits delicious?
He doesn't even play the games, and yet he gets that reference. And then he
That
made
one's just too good. Like, you don't have to play the game to appreciate
Yeah.
that. Oh no!
Spirits delicious.
I mean, I felt it was a good time to just make that joke.
Well, we were asking philosophical questions, yeah.
Does Kirby have a digestive tract?
Are spirits delicious?
If I get attacked by a wild Zubat and I don't have a freaking confused heal, would I be fucked? Do you even know what a confused heal is? Are spirits delicious? Wait, there's a lot of Wololo happening. I don't know. Okay, that's a lot of Wololo. It's the British clergy. And Bongo's dead.
Kill, apparently.
Look at all this orange that is approaching. It's the zombie apocalypse.
Here's a question: are Zubats naturally attracted to Pokemon trainers, or is it just because they just cross their paths that mysteriously appear?
No, Zubats are definitely naturally attracted to Pokemon trainers. It's not even a question. Here's the thing: that must mean they really like humans that much. Like, think about it. If a Zubat comes up, Zubats are always coming up to you, right? They must be like, oh my god, it's another human. I can't wait to spend time with it and drink its blood. Oh, wow.
Use Thunder Shock.
Yeah, there you go. Use a Thunderbolt.
Hit him with the Thunderbolt.
There we go. This is a zombie apocalypse now, boys.
That's a philosophical question I have.
I don't know. I thought our Spirits Delicious was pretty good.
Indeed
It was quite good, yes.
There's so much orange approaching Red's base. This is great.
Street it. Street it. Street it.
It's always good to ask those important philosophical questions.
Yeah, so it's always good to question these things.
What? Oh look, Teutonic Knights. Okay, you can go if you want. You can go and support the zombie horde now if you want. Up to you. Just this line of orange marching across the map.
So, if Santa has a workshop up in the North Pole, if Santa's above in like the North Pole area, the North Pole's technically supposed to be an exclusion zone of like it's a neutral zone in the world.
No, fuck that. He can
So,
right?
No. It's actually legitimately like an exclusion zone of like neutral party, I think, or it could be just like a disputed zone. Like, point being, what nationality is Santa?
North Polynesian.
What the fuck does that even mean?
So you know those Polynesians that went all the way up to the North Pole? Sans is actually Polynesian. I don't think Polynesia
Makes
even
so
exists
much
anymore, but you know, yeah, it does because I said so.
Of course. Do people still play Fortnite?
I don't know, do they still play Fortnite? Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yes.
Guys, am I winning? I threw a bunch of Carabit Warriors at my problem.
Does summoning a Warthog win games?
Yeah. It's a shame there's no tech that increases the fire rate of siege weapons. That'd be great. Oh no! Their base is getting overwhelmed by Teutonic Knights and the zombie apocalypse.
Ooh, I have something. I watched a video. I was watching Internet Historian again for a bit. Because, you know, I always rather get my history on the internet, right?
Of course.
So, yeah, you know, I watched the whole thing with DashCon, how that was a flop. Fire Festival was also a flop. You ever hear about Rainforest?
Oh, yes, actually.
Yes, it's dead as well.
Yeah.
You know, I have questions about some of those cards. Like, okay, Rainforest. So to be fair, I think Rainforest was somewhat popular. I think it was just because of the people attended that it actually failed.
Yeah, but what I heard is that actually it was just a bunch of drunk furries that eventually like messed up like the entirety of the convention.
Yeah.
At that point, you might as well just meet somewhere and just do that instead.
Yeah.
What about DashCon? What about DashCon?
I don't look too far into that. All I know is that I'm currently in the middle of the Carabit Warrior apocalypse.
Fucking input lag.
Oh yeah. I don't even care. Look at all my Carabit Warriors. Look at them go.
Does Nikolai always question for more ammo?
Probably.
Go Carabit Warriors. Yes.
I think I ran out of philosophical questions.
Okay, let's you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. What makes someone a furry? Go, Andrew. You got this.
Oh god.
Does RPing as a Pokemon make you a furry? There you go. There's the philosophical question. Does RPing as a snack Pokemon make you a scaly?
I don't know. Really go balance.
No.
If I recall, I think a furry is just someone who identifies themselves as furry. Which in turn, a furry is an anamorphic creature that's
I mean,
a humanoid person, a humanoid animal.
I mean, at one point I thought it'd be cool to make like a Lucario costume, and then immediately got called a furry after that. So.
I mean, I'm pretty sure someone has thought about that, but then if we put it on, someone would immediately associate it to being furry.
But I mean, it'd be freaking cool either way. Like a
So wait, what defines a furry?
I think I know. That's what I'm asking you.
I'm trying to define it right now. It's not googling it. I guess yeah, it'd just be someone who dresses up in a humanoid animal costume.
I don't think it's entirely that. I think. Olafants.
It's like you dress up like a furry because it's sort of like a separate personality from being a human.
It's your persona. That's actually what they call it.
I see. It's your persona.
No, that is the word.
So yeah, it's basic. No, look. So it's basically just sort of. It's basically a costume. It's basically a costume that you act in a different There's your definition of a furry. It's a furry.
Sorry, Jeff, you're gonna lose a bunch of guys to input lag.
Oh, I don't care. I've got like millions of them queued back up.
Now here's a good question.
Okay.
If you dress up as a Pokemon, does it make you a furry? Or
Depends on the Pokemon.
what if it's a fur? What if it's a something like a? Let's use the most weirdest thing. Abomasnow. But I don't know anyone who ever cosplays as Abomasnow. But
I think that just more leads people to ask if you have a mental problem. Who dressed up as an Abomasnow? I mean, I can understand a magic carp.
see, if we can have Barack Obama, why don't we have a Abomasnow?
Abomasnow? Maybe that is a thing. Look it up. You might be underestimating if that's a thing or not. Yeah.
No, I think I've underestimated the internet. Abomasnow does exist.
Of course, Abomasnow is a thing.
Yeah, it is.
Although it's been a thing for a while, but I'm disappointed how the internet has handled this.
Abomasnow.
Okay, this is about as close as I'm gonna get to Abomasnow.
Can you just like change your name to Abomasnow for like the next week or so or something? Lag, there are too many Karambit warriors on the street.
Oh, shit, sorry, Dave.
this is the closest thing.
Yeah, I had this base first.
I called it first.
I killed like 3 castles just a little while ago.
You know what?
Ladies, you're both pretty, okay? Can we keep playing?
Okay, fine, you can be prettier. I'm okay with that.
There you go, Abomasnow.
Just picture like fucking like David and like a man just having an argument and Josh just like slithers up just like, ladies, you're both pretty. Can we get on with our lives now? And then just David, I tell you, I ain't the prettiest person ever, okay?
Lugia used Arrow Blast on the grass neck.
David's on a grass snack right now. David's a David. Yeah, there's a difference between like David is not grass neck, David is woman who gets traumatized.
I know what I said. I said grass neck, so I heard the grass neck.
But you're beating up David's best buddy? Yeah, grass. Guys, when I last checked, the zombie apocalypse was here first. If you look at the south of the city. No, this won't work. Yeah, if you look, the zombie apocalypse is here first.
Ugh.
Right here.
Ooh. You know what? I have concluded. I have no more questions about my. No more philosophical questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Is water wet? Go.
Fuck you. I'm not answering that. That's too much philosophy for me. Hold on, wait. Let's think about this. Let's think about this for a second. Water
Okay,
wet, right?
Yeah. Well, what constitutes wet?
Ooh. Damn, I have to think about this really hard.
Go zombie
like,
apocalypse.
So, what constitutes as wet is basically any form of a liquid on your body, right?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Since
Yay!
water is technically water is defined as a liquid.
Yeah,
So
but water is what causes things to be wet, right? Let's
So
talk,
I can
guys.
put water on it if it's wet.
It's a liquid.
what I would say.
Okay, water.
But can water get wet?
No.
No, it can't.
Okay. Last philosophical question. Okay. So which is
Fucking hell.
okay? You ready? You ready? Which is heavier, a kilogram of steel or a kilogram of feather?
I think I already know the answer. They're both the same weight.
That's right. It's a kilogram of steel.
I like his reaction to this, like,
I love that video. He's just got like this absolutely like baffled face. But steel is heavier than feathers. Yeah, but they're both a kilogram. I don't get it.
No, they're both a kilogram though.
But steel is heavier than feathers.
No, but they're both a kilogram.
He just cannot wrap his head around that. It's like,
I mean, like if they both weigh a kilogram, that does make sense.
I know, it's like one of those questions you could ask like a grade 2-er. It's like, hey, what's heavier? Is it like this much of this, or is it this much of this?
Because I mean, yes, your instant perception of it is like, oh, a kilogram, like steel is heavier.
But they're both a kilogram.
But they're both a kilogram, and the thing is that it's not about how heavy it looks, it's how much it actually weighs. Okay, then which is heavier then?
It's the
1 kilogram of titanium or 1 kilogram of sand. Actually, no. Let's do something light. Actually, let's use something. Let's use something different. Okay, fine. A kilogram of titanium or a kilogram of what's lighter? There's nothing lighter than feathers, is there?
yeah, there's a lot lighter than feathers.
Sand.
Oh my god, it's frozen. Come on, game.
I don't know which is heavier. I don't know how heavy a snake is, so let's just use. Which is heavier, a grass snake or titanium that weighs the same as a grass snake?
He's got a point.
Shit, you know he has a point.
Oh my god, the game is chugging really hard now.
But here's.
I swear to God. I'm getting 10 frames per second.
Yeah, mine's. We're good? No, it's probably my fault. I kind of did general mobilization of the zombie apocalypse.
Alright, that's the last philosophical question I answered.
No!
Are you done with the philosophical questions now?
Okay, next philosophical question. Are we the bad guys?
Definitely.
Okay.
In what context?
Yes.
Yes, context doesn't really help me, so I'll just say yes for the sake of yes.
Is pickle a valid valid replacement for objection? There you go.
That's pretty silly, honestly.
Yeah.
No, actually, if I think about it, that makes sense a little bit.
Hey, my zombies are doing just fine, okay, David?
I'm assuming no one else has any other philosophical questions to answer.
Should you focus on the weak units or the strong units when you're focusing on units?
Yes.
No, we just said yes, it's not a valid answer.
Well, too bad, I'm using yes.
Okay. Zombie apocalypse is in full swing.
Oh, you have anything else? If not, I'm gonna go sleep.
Yeah, you should probably go to sleep.
Okay, that's the end of my philosophical question. Join us next time when I think it's more philosophical questions.
Join us next time when Kigo Nico learns about boar.
Hours upon hours about war.
Alright, let's talk about boar then.
Oh my god, no, I'm not talking about.
This is Grassneck. This is Human. Grassneck is putting Human into it.
This is mankind. This is human. Mankind.
The mankind's gonna bore the Human? What is forever conventional?
Correction, we're not talking about war, we're talking about Nita Rare.
Talking about what now?
It's a genre hentai where Nita Rare is basically just rape.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
This is a mankind, and this is a human, and this is another mankind who's a female.
Oh no. Oh no, I don't think I know where this is going.
This is a grass snake. This is a snake. This is a poison noodle.
Poison noodle
This
does
is
not
a human.
Poison noodle does not approve of this.
This is a grass snake. This is also a grass snake. This is a female, and this is a human. And this is another human meal.
Poison Noodle proves this a little bit more. It doesn't involve Poison Noodle.
Oh my god.
I think I won for largest army because I had basically zombies.
Yeah, probably.
Look at the zombie apocalypse. Look at all.
Curious as to whether me or David got buildings.
Look at all those
No, you
carrot
did.
warriors.
What the fuck? You got way more than both of us. I guess it's just because you were attacking for so much longer.
Units lost. Oh damn it! I got beaten by Bongo. Oh my god! Look at
David got most kills. Holy shit.
yo. Check your units lost compared to check both your units lost compared to mine.
My god.
Largest army, by the way. 307. I don't mean to brag.
307? That's more
I
than
assume-
the compliment.
I assume there's nothing else to talk about, so yeah.
Okay, good. So we're not talking about war then.
Wait, are you guys done now?
Yeah, the game's over.
We just finished the game, yeah.
Oh my god.
I lost 15 buildings. Lol.
Okay.
How did I get buildings right? Seriously.
So one final question.
Check. Go to the timeline. Look at my thing
Wait,
when I
hold on,
start
let me
going
think
to
of a question.
Carabit Warrior spam. It's just dark orange.
Wait, how gross do I want to be for this question?
Oh god, why?
I think I think
Hey
both of you-
David, can you mute this part out?
I think the David, just end the video quick.